Already?
Well, don't get no break?
No break.
That's all right, I'm a hard-working man.
No rest for the dead.
No rest for... Oh. That's not true. We rest very well. At least I was resting very well.
Is it on?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Samuel Elkin. Now, you always hear about people coming from foreign countries and they come in the other side and they come out with different names. Sometimes you go like, how you get there out there? Our family name in Europe was Elkus. Not so far away. I was born in Grodz, Russia. And at that time, is it raining anymore?
No.
You got no sun either. The parasol isn't working. Born in Grodz. And this was part of Lithuania at that time. And I was born on September 16th, 18th, 1875, 76. No, I really don't know. They got something here? We don't know. See, I moved early with my family to Warsaw, and we don't have birth records. So, maybe you think I'm crazy, but to me it's not a big deal not to know exactly the day of my birthday or year I'm born. Many more important things in my life to worry about or to experience than exact day of birth. But we was in Warsaw, and you know, Warsaw, the largest Jewish community in Europe. And when we lived in Warsaw, I went to school until the 7th grade. And then we moved to Lodz, Poland. Well, number 2 Jewish community in Europe, Lodz. My family's happy in Lodz, but me, you know, growing up, I need something. I have ambition. I want to do something more. I want to experience life in different ways. So, 13, 14, I decided I want to immigrate to the United States. Talk about crazy, boy. So I make my way to Hamburg, Germany, and I get a ticket on a steamer. And off I go across the world to New York City. Now, I want to ask you, how many 14-year-old boys you know have the courage, have the craziness, have the drive to leave family, go to another country, get on boat, cross over the entire ocean and start in a new place? Do you know anybody today that do that? No mothers even let their babies out the back door anymore to ride a bike. Me, proud, smart. I know I'm good looking. I can make my way. New York City. Get the job of making shirts in Gotham shirt factories. Didn't like it too much. And I was there for a while, and well, my mother, he died. And so my father and my sister, they immigrated. They came over. And Esther, you might say she was lucky. She met Harry Shamowitz. And she had 11 children with him. And don't ask. They're all in New York City. My father, he's not happy in New York. And he stayed 1-2 years, but he longed for his Lodz. So back he went. You know, he was a banker in Lodz. Me, I didn't like New York City too much either. Don't you have right now? So I make my way to Springfield, Massachusetts. Yeah, of course, my Uncle Louis was there. And Uncle Louis is a master upholsterer. So I apprenticed myself to Uncle Louis, and he teaches me the trade, the great craft of upholstery. Now I can do anything. Those big chairs, couches, divans, but our specialty, slip covers. Everybody needs slip covers. You need it in the sun, when you get to have the heavy fabrics. You need it when you can't afford to do the whole thing over. You gotta have a slip cover. It's good business, built in. Everybody needs slip covers. But you know, I didn't think God took me to Springfield to learn how to do upholstery, slip covers. I thought maybe, but no. He had other reasons for there. Because in Springfield, that's where I met the love of my life. Jette Adelson. Jette. Oh, she was Russian too. A couple of years younger than me. We fell in love. And we get married. About a year and a half after we get married, I become naturalized citizen of the United States of America. And so we moved to Hartford, Connecticut. I know I got my good business trade. I even advertised in the Hartford Journal. We lived in a 3-family house in Hartford. They say good things or something happens in trees. And that's the truth, because while we were there in this house, Etta, that's my name for her, she gave birth to my 3 sons, Max, Daniel, and Joseph. Life was pretty good. Life is always pretty good until it's not good anymore. Anyway, something happened. Joseph was barely 3. I was out one day delivering furniture in my wagon with my horse. Something scared the horse, and he bolted, and I flew out of the wagon. Oh! Landing in sand, soft landing, good. But beware, because even sometimes in real soft landing is not such good things. I landed on a sharp stone on my hip. It crippled me. I'm crippled now. Pain. Wheelchair. How am I supposed to serve his family and put food on the table with crippled? I didn't know what to do. And then I started hearing people talking all the time on the East Coast about this place, some places, I don't know, far away in the Midwest. But they have these waters, magical, mystical, healing, curing waters. The Baden-Baden of the United States. The people came on trains with wheelchairs and leave walking, clicking their heels. Well, I thought maybe that's going to help me. It's possible. I need to take this risk. I need to go. So I sold my business, and $200 I moved my family to Mount Clemens. I had to make a living. So, you enjoy taking the baths. I'm feeling better. I'm still in a wheelchair. I opened up a grocery store on South Avenue. You know what South Avenue is? North Avenue, then South Avenue? Yeah. Well, in those days, for quite a while, South Avenue, they had little Jewish boarding houses, Jewish businesses. So good place for me to open a grocery store. I waited all of them in my wheelchair. And about a year later, I found a house for rent down on South Broadway near Church Street. You know where South Broadway is? I bet you know where South Broadway is, sweetie. That's right. It's on the river. 10 rooms, $10 a month. Well, I opened rooming house business, and business is good. Problem is, bath season is in 12 months a year. So, season ends, we close. I go to Detroit to work for the People's Outfitters Company. But this is good business. Then I find another, bigger house, a 50 South Gratiot. And when I opened that one, I called it the Elkin Hotel. That was good business, good year. And that was the time that Etta gave birth to my beautiful son, William Louis. And our family was growing, but so was the Jewish community in Mount Clemens. The problem was, we're making our way very well, but we don't have any place to worship. We don't got synagogue. So, 12 of us get together and form committee. I'm proud to say they elected me president, chairman of this committee, to find permanent home, raise up synagogue. But it took us some time. in about 1914, we found a house on 74 South Wall Street. And we convert that house to a synagogue and a Hebrew school. Consecration is good, but it's not what we really want, you know. We have to save, we have to plan, we want something beautiful. Stained glass windows, everything nice. So fine. 1921, I'm proud to say I was a big part of building and opening the Beth Temple at Moses Synagogue. But that puts me ahead a little bit here. Now, let me go back to like 1913, 1914. Well, for sure I want to go back there because it's during those years that God wasn't so good to me. Our beautiful son Daniel was taken from us, and he died up at the St. Joseph Cemetery. Yet, me, broken our hearts. A year later, God take Anna from me too. The same thing, acute peritonitis. I couldn't even bury them in Mount Clemens. We don't have this cemetery. They'll go to Detroit to put them in. And sometimes I say to God, God, why me? So many things you bring to me. My name is not Job. But maybe God, you know, He take pity on me. Because He introduced me to the next love of my life. I'm lonely. I got boys to raise. I don't love to raise boys. I got business. But there was Sarah Schlesinger. Now Sarah, she had her own problems. She was divorced. She had a son, Cecil. And that was a good boy. So Sarah and I, we got married. And that Cecil, I'm proud to say he took my name. And then God blessed us again and some more. In 1920 in June, Sarah gave birth to our beautiful daughter Evelyn. And it was around that time that Evelyn was born that I was serving as the Macomb County Deputy Sheriff. That's right, Deputy Sheriff. But I started thinking, I got to go back to Lodz. I got to go to Lodz. Something made me feel that it was necessary to bring whole family here. So I go to Lodz and I persuade my stepmother, my father, my 4 stepsisters, 2 brothers-in-laws, and a niece. And they all come here to Mount Clemens. Praise be to God. They didn't like it here. So, go to New York City then. You stay with that stuff. Whatever, that's how things go. But you know my father, he already come here and gone back. He didn't like New York City, and it wasn't much more than a year and a half that he died. And sometimes I think maybe he died of broken heart, missing his homeland. I don't know, but I brought him here. He's here with me. Yeah, you know, life goes on. What can you do? We're always trying to grow the business. And Max was my partner. Oh, what a mind for business that boy had. And you know, smart. 8 languages he spoke. German, Polish, Hungarian, Russian, French, English, Hebrew, God knows what else. Max helped me form the idea of customer service. That was so important to us in our hotels, the customers being served correctly. Of course, you know, we kept strictly kosher, everything kosher. But people had fun. I mean, one of the things I like to do is I had boxing matches, big purses, $5 to $25. Came from all over to get those purses. But you know what really was, for me, always what brought me here. Those baths, those minerals, those bubbling up waters. Sure, they smell bad, whatever, but they had the essence of life in some ways to them. I was convinced that Mount Clemens had the best, the most powerful of all. So I traveled. I wanted to see for myself. I measured. French Lick, Indiana, Saratoga Springs, Baden-Baden, Mount Clemens. These waters are the most powerful ones. These are the best. I'm so convinced that these are the best waters. That I invite the people of Mount Clemens to come to my bathhouse and take free baths. That's what I felt like. No other place has got these. You still take the baths, right? No? Something wrong here. She's not right. They're still under there. Someone should find a way to get these baths to us all. I always be dreaming, though, of having the biggest bathhouse and hotel. In 1925, Max and I bought the Olympia Hotel and Bathhouse. And we moved the whole family into the hotel. We still got the Elkin place there on Gratiot. And so Uncle Louis comes. You remember Uncle Louis? He comes and he takes care of the Elkin while we do the big hotel. I always believed in helping people. So, I was a member of Mount Clemens Kiwanis, the Eagles, the Elks, Moose and Squirrel. No, just kidding on that one. But you know, nothing lasts forever, particularly these corporal bodies. I always have agita in my stomach, nervous stomach. I always have problems in the stomach. I don't know, maybe they said it was diet, I don't know. And throat problems. And those cigars, I don't know. But God, He come and get me. He used that acute bronchitis as the excuse. June 1929. I died. But here I am, right next to my father. Now you see these praying hands here? This is the sign of the Kohen. All Elkin men are Kohanim. It's a great honor to be a Kohen. Great honor. So happy to be with my father. He's here. He's happy. Well, you know, it's a great honor too to stand here and speak to you about myself and my life here in this world, this new world. I'm glad you were here. I'm glad I could share it. I think there's a few other long-winded guys over there that's waiting to hear, you know, get you what they have to say.